Hey everyone, how are you doing? Hello world. This is Jesus Live to the world. I just want to welcome everyone who's just tuned in, watching today's Faith Talk. I'm already in Wednesday, but it's fine. It's fine. I decided to go back in the past and join you guys for Faith Talk. And with me, I'm with Joyce. Hi, Jay.
Hi, hello everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in with us tonight. I hope you are blessed today. I hope that today's program is going to be fulfilling for you. And I just want to remind you that you should share this video. It's going to be a blessing, not just to us. We want it to be a blessing to so many of us. I already shared mine on my Facebook account. So please go hit that share button. And if you're actually watching this after the live, give us a like, leave us a comment, and you can also share this video.
Awesome. You just reminded me to do the same thing I had forgotten. Yeah, but thanks very much. Can you tell people where you're joining us from?
Sure. So from Chile right now. It's actually here 10 p.m. How about you? Where are you joining us from?
I am joining everyone from North Cyprus, and I am proudly in Wednesday, where I decided to go back to the past. I'm from the future right now.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm good. How are you? How was your day then? We gotta
My
check
day
in.
was a bit tiring, college is just finishing semester, wrapping things up, but I'm grateful that I get to be with you tonight. It was actually a very important day for my family tonight because today we celebrate 10 years since the miracle of my brother because he was actually in a very bad car accident 10 years ago. And today we cannot just say, thank you, God, for saving his life. So yeah, that's the important day for me today. How about you?
That's
How
awesome.
was yesterday's? How was
Oh, how
yesterday?
was how was yesterday? Yesterday was good. Pretty much school and a little bit of just busy. But then yeah, pretty much yeah. I had to cut my day short because I had to show up today, so I had to make sure that I cut my day short. But it's a good thing, it's a good thing. And Wednesday is looking nice. I can't wait for you to join Wednesday.
Yeah, I'll tell you
So
tomorrow how's my Wednesday going.
yeah, awesome. So yeah, today we have an interesting guest, and quite like yeah, like we haven't said what theme we have today. So the theme we have today is not too young for Christ. So I predict that yeah, our guest is gonna be young. So
Yeah.
do you want us to tell us who the guest is?
I'm actually really excited. He's the youngest member of Jesus Life that I know, and I think it'll be very, very inspiring to all the young people out there. I'm young, but the younger people out there. And yeah, by the way, if you have any prayer requests, don't be afraid to leave it on the comments. We would love to pray for them and every single one of you watching tonight. So you can please leave us a comment where you're watching, and yeah, we'll be happy to see you in the comment section. So yeah,
Mm.
please tell us who is going to be with us today.
Okay, so today we have the youngest member for Team Jesus Live, and his name is called Luis Pascuas. He's a 15-year-old from Colombia, and he's a proud PCM ambassador, and he is the media communication ministry director of his church, and he's also running an online blog for biblical resources where he uploads everyday Bible verses in Spanish, English, French, and Korean. That is
Man,
Louis Pascuas.
that's
Drum roll for him.
Hi, everybody.
Louis, how are you doing?
welcome.
Thank you so
Hi,
much.
Louis.
Thank you for that introduction.
Thank you.
That's
So before
very
we go
oh
any further, I think we should pray for today's testimony before we start getting to know you more, Luis, and just be inspired by you. So let's bow our heads and pray. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for this wonderful day that you've given us. Thank you because even though many people have had maybe bad days or little problems there, we are here now where we can listen to a testimony that can somehow change our lives, Father, that we may be inspired to every day become more like you. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
amen. Thank you so much, Joyce. Lewis. I mean, I'm gonna just cut right into it. Lewis, how are you?
Well, I'm doing great. Because of the
Right, so
rain
yeah.
today, it didn't have a good internet connection. So if it's in some problems, you listen me a little bit not good. So it's because of that. Okay.
Oh,
But
no,
right now
no,
you're
no, no
perfect.
worries.
No
No
worries.
worries. They're actually perfect. So yeah, tell us where you joining us from.
Well, right now I'm in the city of Jopal, Colombia. I'm in the eastern part of the country.
Nice.
Hmm. Awesome. And how old are you again?
Well, as you told, I'm 15 years old and I'm the
He
youngest.
remembers. I'm like he remembers. That's awesome. Awesome. All right. So I'm gonna start right in. My curious part is, uh, were you born? Are you born Adventist? Question first of all.
Yes, I was born Adventist. Well, actually, my mom and my dad they met in a Adventist school, and well, they grow together, and well, finally I'm here.
Wow, that's very interesting. And when did you decide to say me, I'm just going to follow Christ? Apart from you just being born in, can you tell
Yeah,
us like a brief
yeah.
story about that? A testimony,
Well,
brief.
you know that when you're a little boy, you can say, "Yeah, I want to give my life to Christ." But and that's what happened with me. I just was 7 years old when I get baptized in my church. But then when you grow up, when you are a young person,
When
you
you
realize
grow up.
that there is other interesting things apart from the world. So well, I can say that I was baptized in when I was 7 years old, but I'm a changed person now.
Yeah, I think
Wow.
really relate to that, especially those who are born in the church. Many of us do get baptized very young because we always watch people get baptized and we just want to be part of it too. And I actually, my dad is a pastor, so I remember every time he'll baptize, I'll be like, okay, when is my turn? I want to be the next. I want to be the next. And they try to hold me as long as they could. And I finally got baptized by 11. And it's nice, it's beautiful, but now that you are older, you have a different relationship with Jesus, right? A deeper one too. And I'm glad the thing, even though you already got baptized, the decision you should make it every single day. So so yeah, I'm happy you're still on God's ways.
Absolutely.
But then now, like, is there a point where, within your, like, when you're growing up, is there a point whereby, you felt like you wanted to do more? Like, let's start there. You started feeling like you wanted to do more. You're young right now, but then at what point did you start feeling that you wanted to do more?
Well, um, if I want to say this, I have to tell a little about of my past.
Yes,
So,
give us that. Give us that. Give us that. All of it. Give us.
well, it is not a very happy past.
Oh,
I
of
just
course, it's okay. Like, everything raw is
let me
fine.
tell you all. Let me tell you all. I like to talk with the people. So I was born in Neiva, Colombia.
Mm-hmm.
It is It is a southern city of the country. And I just was 1 year old when my mom and my dad decided us to move to Venezuela. And well, at that time, the things in Venezuela were so good. We lived a very happy life there in Venezuela. Um, yeah, my mom was working in the conference in the conference in Venezuela. My dad was working in it, so but well, I had an older brother. He was an awesome person. He was a very godly young man, and I didn't know what happened. He just had some problems. He had some health problems. Too much headaches. Well, like a normal thing. That was in about April or May of 2016. But then in July of 2016, he got very, very worse. And the 28th of July, he died. So
Sorry, brother.
that was super shocking, not only for me, not only for my dad, but also for my mom. My mom was very, very, very shocked. She just didn't realize at that time she had a lot of psychological problems because of that. It is not easy for a person to realize that his first son, he died. And I was just 11 years old when that happened. So I like you don't understand exactly what was happening at that time. But well, because of that, we moved to Colombia again because we are all Colombians. So we got back here, and well, we began to live in my parents' uh, my parents' childhood house. So we live here, and well, you know that when you're a young person, you want to get along with others. You want to do everything how was happening with me. Do whatever is the do
That's all right.
Do what
others is
everyone is
doing
doing.
as me. I don't know if I'm realizing what I'm saying.
Yeah, we
Do
get
what
you. We get you.
everyone is doing.
Understand you
Don't worry.
totally.
We
Yeah.
get you. We get you.
So well, that was the time when I wanted to learn about the K-pop and all the Korean culture. Well, you know that Korean culture is around the world. Whatever you want to know about it, you can find it. So I began to love the K-pop when I was just 14 years old. It was a year ago, but well. And well, you know that when you get connected with something that is not good, it is very hard to get out of it. So well, it was hard for me because even when I was getting deeper to it, and I was realizing that that was a problem for me. I just didn't realize that was a bad thing. So I just got deep and deep and deep, and and it reached a point that if I didn't listen a K-pop song in a day, it was like terrible. Like I had headaches. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't get focus and study. It was it was hard of the mind. So
Mm.
that was the time that I realized that well, I have to make a change in my life. And I never talked to my mom about this because my mom had his own problems. He suffers because of my brother's death yet, so I didn't want to worry and to worry her even more. So I just didn't tell her. But I made a decision with Jesus. I said to him that I really wanted to make a change in my life. So that was when my uncle Joe, as I told you, that is a pastor. Um, he told me that he was going to translate to the PZM director of the General Conference. So I told him what's his name, and he told me Ju and Moon. So at that time I was learning Korean, so I realized it was a Korean name. So I got interested. I listened all the broadcasts that time, and I listened all about PZM, the PZM ministry, and I said evil used Korea to keep me out of Jesus, but Jesus used it the same thing to get me near to Him. So
Wow.
by that I began to assess to all the Sundays, um, and the Sundays live chats of PZM, and that's when I met with the Pastor Moon and with all the team members of PZM. And well, then the PZM live chats uh, just ended, and I wanted to continue with this, but well, so I said if I don't look away to get connected with Jesus as I was doing with PZM, I have to. I don't know what's gonna happen with me. So that was the time that I realized, and that was the time that I made my blog. And if you don't know what is the name, it's amwbiblicalresources.blogspot.com. You can find it your in your navigator. I think that's the name. Um, And well, I just began with just a couple of verses a week, but then every day I was uploading a verse. Every day I was uploading a verse, and I uploaded in Spanish, English, French, and Korean first. But then I added all the language, and that language is Portuguese. So I'm uploading five photos of the verses every day, and well, I made also WhatsApp group of all the people that I met here. So I sent them all the daily verse links so they can see, they can watch. And I added the Pastor Moon too. So the Pastor Moon told me, "Well, I like this. I would like you to add to Jesus Live to add to that. I want you to be added to Jesus Live the IO." So that's why I'm here.
Wow. Oh, that's interesting. Wow, that's very powerful to be honest. Like I like the fact that when you talk about like this happening maybe in the past year and so forth, it seems as if like you have lived long. Of
I
course you have, but
got
then I'm like,
froze. I don't know if I'm the only one that is not frozen right now.
hello, Joyce, we lost you a little
Um,
bit. Yeah. All right. So I was saying that I like the way the way you're describing as if like you've lived that long, and I like the fact that you are very observant of your life because most of the time I'm talking from a quite older perspective in the sense that sometimes you start realizing that time has passed maybe after a lot of time. But you were saying that this happened last year, like you're taking each and every single year at a time, and I like that, and I like the fact that you know that this and that and that and that. I'm really impressed. I'm really impressed with the way you are so observant about your life because most people are not. You live your life more than 5 years, and you start realizing after 5 years that, oh, this is that. But you taking your life each year, every year, to me, that's powerful.
yeah, you were
Joy.
sharing with us about your brother, right? And I just, it really made me a bit emotional because, as I was saying, today we celebrate that my brother is alive, and here you are with your brother that's not here anymore. And I'm just like, wow, that has to be very, very hard. That has to be, I guess that's why maybe even though you're 15 years old, you are mature in some things, right? Because God, I mean, life has really give you a hard punch on the heart, and I really my condolences to you and your family. And I don't really understand the pain, but I know it must be very hard. But I'm also very impressed. And you talked a lot about K-pop, and I just want to focus on that for a little bit because I think, especially, I'm 18 years old, so I remember very very freshly what it feels like to be 15, and I was also very into secular music, and I was also very deep, and it was something I just really loved. I knew it was kind of wrong. I knew that I don't know. Maybe we're just not in that moment with Jesus, so we don't realize the effect, right? It's having on us, how it's affecting our spiritual life. But it really does something to you, and it takes you. And I think most of us at that age are trying to have a refuge in something that we enjoy, something that makes us passionate. And many
Everyone likes.
times, yeah, yeah. And many times we get music and we think, yeah, it's amazing. We dance, we sing the lyrics, everything. But then it does have something that makes us bad. And you told me, like, you couldn't even go a day without listening. And I'm like, that must be very deep. And that must be very hard to get away from. So I don't know how that whole thing is right now. I don't know if you don't listen to it anymore. I don't know if you sometimes still do. But I'm just grateful that God helped you see it. Now it's only been a year. For me, my struggle with secular music has been years. has been as I realized it was affecting me and God, and it's just something I just really like, and I know it's not great for me, and I'm not willing to trade it for the connection I can have with Jesus. So I'm glad you realize now before it's too late. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm thankful to God that God gave me a power of decision absolutely hard. When I say I will not do this, keep for sure that I will not do that. And when I say
Nice.
I will not get back to it, I will not get back to it. And of course, I have a lot of temptations every day. Well, also my schoolmates listen that music every day, and I say just please shut down that music. You know that I don't listen anymore. So well, they say well to get out of here. So I say well I'll get out of here. What's the problem? And sometimes
Yeah, well, it's
I
hard.
have problems with them because of that. But they realize that I don't like the music, so we have sometimes fun. But they know that when I don't want when they turn on that music, I just say them I don't want to listen it because that is not good for me.
Well, that's
But
amazing. Yeah,
also we looking at excuses. You say no, but this song is not very bad as my mom thinks. This song is his its lyrics is not very bad. So you say no, and you realize that yeah, the message could be not as bad as you think, but just the rhythm is getting away from what is holy and what is good. So that's my
yeah.
point.
I
So
really, uh, no,
yeah.
go ahead, Joy.
Okay. So you know, being able to say no to your friends, you are setting such a high example to them. They don't even realize, and you don't even realize what you're actually doing. They probably secretly admire that from you because they know that even, you know, being like that about something so passionate, so sure that no, this is not for me. I shouldn't do this. Not many people can have it, especially when we're a bit lost and everything, and we just really love it. So I think you're setting a very good example to your friends. Maybe they will find you boring right now, or maybe like a bit weird, or what's with him, and maybe you will feel a bit rejected too. But you know what? It's completely worth it. So I encourage you to keep going. And about the lyrics and those things, yeah, it's true. I also sometimes listen to songs like, oh, but this has like a good message and whatever. But you know, if it's not, man, it's if it's not worshiping Jesus and praising him, then it doesn't count, and that's the end of it.
Yeah,
Guys.
Uh, yeah, when it comes to for me music, I'm not like a music person, so I'm quite divorced, and sometimes it's a thing that I don't really like have much pressure on it. Have I totally stopped some music? I maybe once in a while, but then the music that I really like is nothing to do with it being very secular and so forth. But I'm very impressed about your part where because music, I think at that very particular time, I have been 15 years a long time ago, but then I I remember that that's typically the time where um you're transitioning into slightly like from adolescent, you're growing slightly older and you're getting mature. And that point, you start getting introduced to so many things. And I'm glad, you know what I like? The fact that you're so observant, you're very conscious about your life. Like it's just
Yeah,
not
I'm
happening to you.
impressed.
Yeah, you're thinking about it. You're thinking about this is happening to me and this is happening to me and I have to make a decision. Like young people sometimes we don't. Sometimes we allow things to happen and then before we know it, you'll be like, oh, I don't know how it happened. I just started this and that and that and that. So for me, it's very interesting to hear it from that point of view. You know, I'm thinking you might be young, but already you have experience and so forth. But then, do you like, in terms of wherever you are, in terms of God, do you feel like you're the youngest in points? Like, apart from you being amongst your peers, like for instance, not really digging deep in the Jesus life experience because I'm going to ask that later. But I'm saying that do you ever feel like you're the youngest in terms of wherever, like maybe from the church, and like, let's talk about that. Like, how's that experience? Do you ever feel like you're young, and does that have an impact, or in terms of your ministry as well, like basically?
absolutely. I have to say it absolutely, because I think from my point of view, I respect everybody anybody's point of view. But for me, it is easier for a old person for get out of bad things. Well, depending on what thing it is, but things like this, it is very easy for them to get out because they are old people. They know how to take their life, but we are just young people. We are just growing up. We do not realize what the life is it. So I think that being a young person, it is very hard for me because, well, it is not easy. And when you say, Joycey, that it was like boom, that yesterday I was listening to K-pop and tomorrow I will not. No, it was like a prox. It was a process. Yeah, it was a little bit fast, but it was a process because I told Jesus, yes, I want to get out of here, but if I do it right now, if I do it like yeah, I'm listening to K-pop music today and tomorrow I will not do it. That will be a shock in your mind. You will not understand what is your brain is going to say. What are you doing? You have getting me used to this, and today what we are going to do. And that was the time when I got all headaches, all that, all that health problems, and my mom was a little bit scared because then of what was happening to my brother. Anything that happens to me, she just got very scared. So yes, it was a long process, and yeah, for being a young person doing this or realizing that Jesus can have all the power of my life, and that He's a loving Father, that He's never ending, that He's an amazing God, that He's an amazing Father. I can say it with all my heart because I feel it. I have it in all my day. It's just because He wants me for work with Him. And sometimes it was hard for me, even when I get out of it. Sometimes it is hard for me. And I remember when I was just beginning with my AMW Biblical Resources project, and I was like trembling. I was just saying, yes, I want to be with Jesus, but I want to also be with the world. So I say to God, I want you to help me because this is so hard for me. So if you want me to be more focused in you, I need you to give me other way to do it. So I think this is the way that I think he told me. Yes, I will let you have your blog, but I want you to help me in media and communications as well, not only in pastors. So that was the time when I say, Jesus, if you want me for help you in media and communications, so show me the way. And the other day, the pastor of my district called me and said me, well, I've seen your blog of biblical resources, so I want you to help me to be the director of media and communications. So I said, what an amazing God we have. I just told him that yesterday, and the other day he has solved it. So it was like very fast, and I'm now the media and communications director of my church. But well, I'm the media and directors communication of my church. I manage my biblical resources blog, and I am also working on the Instagram group of Jesus Live the IO. So this is sometimes I don't have much time, but I always take time for this because I think that this is very 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 important if I want to be connected with Jesus every day. And well,
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Before Joyce goes in, right? I want to like tell me a little bit more about the ministry of you being a director. Like, tell me more about it. Like, you being the director of communications at a church. Tell me more.
yeah, because well,
That
first,
experience, that journey. Yes.
yeah. First, well, I didn't know anything about the pastoring and anything about communications and media. Just was like apart from it. I didn't know anything about it. So I just was looking for the Adobe applications, and I saw, well, this is Adobe Spark, and then I realized, well, this is Canva, and well, this is Adobe Premiere Pro. So I just began to get curious in that, and I began to learn to use Adobe Premiere Pro, and also Adobe Spark and Canva, and well, I just got interested in that. So in my school, well, my mom is the academic coordinator of the school in which I study. So the director of of my school told me, well, we need some videos for the school. So we want you to test how we want you to test how you do it. So well, I say I'm not very good at this, but I will try. So I just got interested in that. I did it well, thanks to God. And actually, the sons of the pastor of my church, he they were studying in the school as in my school as well. So they saw the pastor and his wife saw the video as well. So that was the time when I get connected with that. The pastor saw that videos. They loved that videos, even if they were not a very good videos, but he liked it. And well, then I began the AMW Biblical Resources Ministry. He saw it. He always see the Bible verse. And well, he told me we need you. And I remember that when he told me that we were just about to begin, I don't know what it says, junta administrativa in English, of the church, junta administrativa of the church. How is it, Joyce? I don't know if you can help me. Like administrative meeting of the district, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
A meeting. A meeting.
Yeah, a meeting. But no, but it was like the junta administrativa, when they make the decisions for the church and the district. You know,
The pastors, the elders.
yeah,
Yeah.
they get together with
Is that a
elders.
board meeting? Yeah, a board meeting.
Yeah.
Board meeting. There you go. Yeah.
So that was the time when I began to be media communications ministry, and well, most of the people that it was in that meeting were like, "You're going to be the media and communications director. You're too young for that." The pastor said,
Wow.
"Yes, he will." And I
Yeah,
just
like
remember the verse that says, "Do not let anyone to
to phase
get
you
down
out.
you for being a young person." So I say, just I have to believe in that. I have to believe in that. And
Wow.
they were all about to kill me in that meeting because it was very young. All the people that was directing the church at that time is they were all the people, and they just saw me, and I just looked at them and I said, yes, I'm the media communications director. And obviously, the pastor told me that I wasn't able to do this alone, so they gave me other people so they can also help me. So
Hmm.
Wow. It's I kind of understand you because I know what it feels like to be young in a room full of adults. You know that God put you there because it's a miracle that you're there because you are so little and you have so much to learn, right? And right, you said you entered this without knowing much, and yet God will always give you the tools, the knowledge, the ways, and God is amazing. But feeling so small in that place, and we love our church members, but there are some church members that sometimes will look at you like you're too young, you can't. And I
yeah,
think that's really normal. I mean, they've experienced so many things. They have such a deeper bond with Jesus, but it doesn't mean God can't use me, right? That doesn't mean God can do amazing things with you. And if He's right now giving you these so many opportunities, I don't know what amazing thing that's gonna do with you in the future because He's just starting with you. And this is what it's amazing when you say, right? It was a progress. I mean, a process. I mean, to leave the K-pop music out of your life. I think it's very hard to do this, and it comes with anything that we are maybe a bit addicted to. I will say, in a way, uh, taking something out that we love so much, and then not replacing it with anything. It's impossible. but then you had something to feel it, and that was actually really going to feel it more than music could ever do it, and that was Jesus. And I think that's why you were able to do it, and I think that's why you're here now. And the more you feel yourself with Jesus, the more God starts opening ways. And you said, right, you told God, do with me whatever you want to do with me, and then He did. And here you are now, and that brings us to our next question. You are the youngest in Jesus' life. Actually, I believe they had an age limit and they broke it for you. How does that make you feel?
Well, I have to say this. When Joseph told me that was the first meeting I had with Jesus like that, I just was making a video for my school, and the pastor Moon added me to a group named I don't know what was the name, like Luis Pascuas new guest. I don't know what's the name. He
Yeah,
told me,
yeah.
we need you for this and this and this. So we will have a meeting tonight at 8 p.m. And I say, well, okay. And he presented me to Joseph and to Ruth, and they told me, well, we need you for this and this and this. Then Joseph told me, you're the youngest member of Jesus Left Eye, and said, I know that I will be, but I don't want you to remind me that. Because yes, I'm a young person, but I can do anything that God wants me to do. So
You
even
know,
if I'm young.
I understand that. I understand that. Like, I don't want to be the youngest, because I want to be there with everybody, right? But
And
I tell
everybody
you
sees
now.
me like the little youngest, the cutest.
But I'm gonna tell you a secret. All the young us, all of us that are a bit older, we admire you. Okay, so please don't hide that you're younger, because we wish we were like you when we were younger. So don't hide it. Many of us maybe wish, right, that God would have done something like that in your life, and God is doing it with us now, and thank God for His ways. But don't be ashamed to be the youngest. You're going to be old pretty soon, and you won't even realize it. So enjoy it now. Enjoy it. You're the youngest. Be proud to say it, and tell it every time somebody tells you, like, "Oh, you're in Jesus' life." Oh, yes, I'm the youngest. Say it proudly. I think you
Sadly,
should be
youngest.
very happy about it.
Yeah, trust me when you become old, like like some of us, it really comes really fast, but it's something that you need to embrace, and there's so many things that you can actually achieve from being just young. And quick question, obviously. What do you plan to study? Like, has this changed your plans, like what do
Yeah.
you plan to study in college and that sort?
Okay. Well, as I told you before, I told you, Jesus, that I want to be connected with Him. So my plan is to study in an Adventist university. But you know that through my verses, and the only one, well, the only one I know that understands the Korean verse is the Pastor Jiwon Moon. And well, I said, if I put it Korean there, it couldn't be just a thing that I put it there no more. So I began to thought that I could be studying in Adventist University of South Korea, that is the Samyuk Adventist University. But when I saw the cost of that university, I just got like, wow, the Colombian peso is so bad at this time. So if I save money from now, I don't know what's gonna happen in a couple of years when I finish my high school. So I just began to look for in South Korea's embassy here in Colombia. So I saw that there is a scholarship that is a global career scholarship, and that scholarship it gives you almost everything for so you can study there in any of the universities, be public or be private, of any of the universities in South Korea. Of course, you have to speak English. Thanks God I'm speaking. I'm so thankful to God that I can speak English now, because it wouldn't be with for that. I will not be talking to you. I will not be dreaming with South Korea, and I wouldn't have done it anything that I've done, thanks to the Lord. So yes, I'm praying for that because I know that for that scholarship it is a little bit hard for apply, and also a little bit hard for win that scholarship because there is just 10 they and the government of South Korea they just gives 10 scholarships of that in all the world. So be one of those 10, that has to be a miracle. So I went to study finances and international businesses. So I love the maths. Many people hate it, but I love it. I love the maths with all my heart. I take it in my heart for wherever I go. That's why I'm saying. And yeah, I love the businesses as well. So
Wow, that's
Yeah,
great.
I hope, well, you still have a few years left for that. Now I'm gonna start even sometimes when I remember, I'm going to write it down so that, God can lead your future, your plans, whatever college you end up, maybe it be God's plan. I hope you could go to Korea. I will be, I know, like you said, Satan was using this South Korea thing to take you out, and God is going to use South Korea to bring you closer to God. I believe that. So I hope He really blesses your plans and you can really do everything you want to do.
praises be to God. Thank you.
Awesome. Before we get to wrap up, let's just talk about why Jesus life. I think that could be interesting. And why Jesus life? Let's talk about that.
Well, the first time I saw Jesus Live was on my Instagram. I saw that the Pastor Moon followed it, so I just saw it and just said, "Well, it's like ministry, but no more." And I just followed it because I said, "Well, it's a godly thing, it's a good thing," so I followed it. But then, as I told you, the Pastor Jewel Moon added me to a group, just wrote me, "We need you for this, this, and this." Then he sent and well, he added Joyce and Group to that group. Actually, that group still exists yet, so I don't know what's going on with that group right now. And he told me, "Well, we want you for this, this, and this." He also sent one of my last posts at that time. He sent it to that group, so Joel, Sip, and Ruth could see what, for the grace of God, what I was doing. And well, we had that meeting. I have to say that was an awesome meeting. That was the first time that I felt that I first get connected with a lovely heart for God. Because yes, I was in the PZM live shows and also with my blog, but I mean, when you get connected with people from around the world, it's just like hey, I'm here with people from Chile, with people from Panama, with people from Kenya right now. And yesterday I was talking with a member of Jesus Life from China, and then the pastor Jiwon presented me his daughter from his nephew from Korea. So I just was like, well, I didn't meet a lot of people. Even when I was in K-pop, I didn't meet up people as I'm doing right now with Jesus Life. So well, that was the way I get into Jesus Life, and I accepted it because everything that happens is was that when happens this with me. I think that is a God's call, and if this happens, is because God has a plan for me in that way. So I accepted it. Then I began to do the Tuesdays post, and well, everything God's in, and I'm so thankful to
Awesome.
God for this awesome ministry. I know that many people is getting now with Jesus through this ministry, and
Amen.
if and I want to say something for the people that is watching us now. Sometimes we think that being Christian is a little bit bored or just like oh I got to the church, got the things, that's awful. But when you realize that you have a lovely father that cares for you every day, then even if for the most little things he cares about you, that you can tell him whatever you want, that he understands everything that is happening on your life, that he has a lovely heart that even when you are very, very sad, or even when you are very, very in trouble, he just open his doors and the doors of his heart and gets you in. And he's a lovely father. He gives you everything you need. He understands you. And when my schoolmates ask me that, why are you so Christian? You are so interested in that. And I say, you have music just for a while, but I have a God for all my life. So
Amen.
Wow.
that's
Wow.
what I feel in my heart. That's what I have it in my heart. That's what I share with others from the inside out of my heart. So that's my person.
Hmm. Let's go to a question that Pastor Moon has just posted right now. So he says that what is the most rewarding experience being part of the Jesus Life.io Follow Christ movement? What is the most rewarding experience? What do you have to say about that?
I can say many things, but first of all, to be more connected with Jesus and to be more connected with a ministry that helps, supports, and share with others what we must do. And second, to get connected from around the world even more than I was doing it when I was in K-pop. When I was in K-pop, I just met people from France, and also from Tanzania, and a couple of people from USA. But you look at this. I'm here with people from Chile. Is
Oh,
Isaac is from
yeah.
Kenya. Pastor Juan Moon is from Canada, but he is originally from South Korea. His wife is from Portugal. So here and now, right now, I am even more connected with people from around the world than I was when I was in K-pop. So I'm so thankful for that. That I think that is my most rewarding experience to being part of this ministry. And yes, I'm so
Yeah,
Wow.
I
so
think
happy once again. I'm so happy to be here.
Awesome.
And
Joyce, do you want to do that next question from
wait,
Joseph?
just before that, I really, really think God is using the Jesus Life.io team, Pastor Jiwan Moon, the mentor, Joel Siv, Ruth. Uh, God is really using them to bring people together. Uh, what happened to you was, I think, very unexpected. Some just one day you got a text, and here you are now. And I know God put your name in Pastor Jiwan Moon's heart. I know a lot of us were. We came here as an invitation, or we just knew somebody that knew somebody that knew somebody, and here we are today sharing about God online in this pandemic, and just being used. And so I thank God firstly for using this movement, and I thank the team that also is working this, and all of us. Isaac, it's like 3 a.m. It's almost 4 a.m. for you, and here you are. For me, it's almost 11, and all of us are having some problems, but here we are talking about God. And there's one last question before we wrap things up. Joseph says, Luis, what do you think? Do you think age is a limitation to share the everlasting gospel?
it is an absolutely not. To be young doesn't how I explain it in English. Okay, how I explain it. The age
Here,
is not a problem. The age is not a problem for sure. The gospel. You can be as young as you want, but if God used it a little boy in that Bible story that just gave 5 breads and 2 fishes, and he shared a lot of food for a lot of people. If God used that little boy, we don't know. The Bible doesn't say how old it was that boy, but probably he was like 8 or I don't know 9 or 10 years old. If God used that boy for a plan, God is able to use. anybody in this world for the best of his
Wow.
ministry, for
That,
so that much people can know about him. And I finally want to say something. I'm so
yeah, just
thankful.
give us a takeaway as well when you're talking.
Okay,
Takeaway from all of
even
this,
just
yeah.
a little second. Much people could say, no, this pandemic it's horrible, but if it wouldn't be for this pandemic, I can say, truly say that if it wouldn't be for this pandemic, I wouldn't be here. Everything changed for us. Everything changed to all online. And yes, I'm so thankful to God for this pandemic. So thankful.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's crazy how in the darkness God brings light. So, Isaac, before we finish, what are your takeaways? This inspiring testimony.
I can't stop thinking about how age is not a factor when it comes to doing great things, and and also taking that opportunity that you're young and you still said yes to something. For me, I've learned that willingness is more important than ourselves. When you're willing, regardless of your age, regardless of your abilities, the willingness you had in your heart is one thing that taught me that you can do anything and God is using willingness. He doesn't really care about your age or so many things. You will learn all of these things. So for me, I've learned that willingness is more important than anything else. You were willing to say, you know what, this I cannot do this, I don't want to do this anymore, and this and that. For me, the greatest takeaway from this discourse is willingness.
Awesome, awesome. My takeaway, I'm just gonna read one verse. That's it. My favorite Bible verse, and I think it's perfect for tonight. First Timothy, chapter 4, verse 12. Don't let anyone look down on you because you are young, but set an example for the believers in speech, in conduct, in love, in faith, and in purity. I love this verse, and I think you are a living preacher of this verse. And thank you so much for sharing your story with us. And while you give us your takeaways, you can also answer Pastor Yuan's moon question. Um, how can young people like you join Jesus Life, follow Christ movement? How can a young person like you be a digital missionary? What would you like to tell the people tonight, Luis?
Okay. Well, my takeaway now it's just believe, as it was in one of the Jesus Life posts in Instagram. Just believe. Just believe that Jesus is able to do whatever He wants in you, and if you just believe, He will do whatever you want, whatever He wants in your life. And I absolutely can say that everything He does in people's hearts are the best thing that could happen in your life, even if it is a bad thing. And for answering Pastor Jim and me, thank you for being here, Pastor. Um, how can young people like you join this life diet follow Christ movement? I can say you that first begin to have a relationship with Jesus. When you begin to have a relationship with Him, you will be absolutely connected with Him. And if you're watching us right now, just text one of us. You have the Instagram of all of us right now here. So if you want to text us, you can text us and we can be connected with you. It will be amazing. That much and much blessings for you, and many people can get connected with this ministry as well. And how can a young person like you be a digital missionary like you? As I said, first to have a relationship with Jesus. You need to have it. You have to live what you are saying, because if you are not believing what you say, you cannot trust trust truly what is happening. So I think that first have a relationship with Jesus, and then begin to be connected with ministries that support Jesus ministries, and everything that you think that, well, this will be helpful. do it. And I know that that will be a blessing for many people. If you want to do something that you say, no, this is not too good, I'm going to do something else. No, just do it. Just believe that Jesus is going to bless your ministry. Just believe that Jesus is going to open all heaven's doors, that all the blessings can fall on you and can bless you. I can help and can help you support that ministry that you are about to begin. That's my answer.
Wow, that's very awesome, and I feel like that was like a short sermon, but a needed short sermon. And I'm blessed. Me. I want to say thank you, man, for sharing this opportunity with us, and I am very touched. And like I feel like I'm 15 years old again right now, but you got me reminiscing the time that I was also young and being actively involved in ministry. I wasn't a director. You're fortunate. I wasn't a director, but at least I was a captain of a Pathfinder club. But yeah, it's interesting, and I think with that, I had one more last question. I think, well, how come you speak so many languages? I think, like, just real quick, like, explain that one real quick as we close. Like, how?
I speak Spanish and I speak English, but I'm beginning. Well, I'm right now beginning with learning Korean. Well, not begging it. I'm just beginning to speak because the basic Korean I learned it a lot. I've learned it a lot, so I just hablo español, speak English, and for a little bit more, 나를 한국어를 말합니다.
Ah, nice, 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 nice. Good job. Good job.
I don't understand what he just said, but yeah, it's good.
I just like Korean, so fighting.
Yeah, that's interesting. All right, so Joyce, lead us
Yeah.
in the motto
Thank you
as we
so much, Luis, for your testimony. Thank you so much, Isaac. Thank you, Seba, who's at the back, being with us, showing us the comments. Thank you so much for joining us today. And just before we leave, we're going to do the JesusLife.io Follow Christ Movement motto, which we know we are Christ prayer warriors,
prayer warriors,
warriors, ambassadors of love,
ambassadors of love,
fearless missionaries,
fearless missionary,
Missionaries, are you
and
sure?
and powerful.
fearless leaders. Yeah.
Fearless.
Let's start again.
Again, we are Christ prayer warriors,
Prayer warriors,
ambassadors of love,
ambassadors of love,
fearless leaders,
fearless
Fearlessly.
leaders,
and powerful missionaries.
and powerful missionaries. We need to take a picture as well. Seba, I think,
Oh,
yeah.
you're just on.
Let's do two so that we more emphasis,
More power, more power.
more power. Yeah, it's done.
Thanks, Eva. So yeah, I think we were really blessed tonight. Thank you so much, everyone who joined in and made questions and everything.
Awesome. So, in that regard, I want to say thank you again, Joyce, for joining me, and Louise. It's always a pleasure to be connected with people all over the world. And I just want to give us a closing prayer as we close. Let's close our eyes in prayer. Heavenly Father, we come before you, thanking you for this opportunity that you've granted us to have a discourse about you, Lord, blessing us, sharing our lives in front of so many people. I pray that you touch everyone's heart who's going to watch this and you continuously speak to your young people, Lord, and continuously empower them to do more for Christ. In the mighty name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Let's say bye to everyone. Bye, everyone.
Lives. Don't forget tomorrow's Girl Talk, Thursday Faith Talk, and just so many other programs. Don't miss out. They're going to be such a blessing to you. Thank you so much for joining.